1937, Louisville, Kentucky. The Goatman of Pope Lick Bridge, a bridge where whispers lure the living and the Goatman waits in the shadows. On the edge of Louisville, stretching over a steep ravine, stands the old trestle bridge that locals know too well. By day, the Pope Lick trestle looks like an ordinary span of steel and wood, weathered with age, a reminder of the trains that still thunder across its beams. But by night, the place takes on a different weight. The air beneath the bridge grows still, the shadows deepen, and those who linger too long swear they are not alone. It is here, locals whisper, that the Goatman waits. The legend gained momentum in 1937 after a series of strange reports circulated in Louisville. Farmers on the outskirts claimed to find their livestock mutilated in ways no ordinary predator could manage. Throats slit with surgical precision, blood drained from the bodies. Others swore they had glimpsed a creature near the bridge, a figure with a man's torso, but the twisted horns and cloven hooves of a goat. It walked upright, its eyes burning red in the darkness, watching silently from the tree line. At first, these tales were dismissed as superstition, a rural community's attempt to explain what they could not understand. But as more accounts surfaced, fear spread. Children dared each other to visit the bridge. Teenagers parked nearby swore they heard footsteps above them when the trestle was empty, and hikers reported being followed by something that moved too quietly, always just out of sight. Behind the myth lies a backstory as dark as the ravine itself. Some say the creature was once a farmer who practiced forbidden rituals, sacrificing animals to gain power, only to be cursed into a half-human form. Others tie the legend to a traveling circus that passed through Kentucky in the late 1800s. One version insists the Goatman was the offspring of a fortune teller and a goat, hidden away as a sideshow freak, who escaped into the wilds of Pope Lick after years of abuse. His rage, they claim, became the haunting that grips the bridge to this day. But the most unsettling twist emerged from the 1930s, when residents uncovered a chilling pattern of disappearances near the trestle. Young men vanished after walking the tracks at night. Families searching for them often heard voices calling from the ravine, luring them toward the bridge. Survivors described hearing commands in their heads, urges to climb the trestle, to step onto the tracks despite the danger. Some believed the Goatman didn't just haunt the bridge. He could control the minds of those who came too close. The bridge itself is deadly. With no walkway and trains that rush across without warning, many who went in search of the Goatman never returned. Over time, the accidents fed the legend, each death attributed not to poor footing, but to the creature's influence. Locals began to say that the Goatman didn't need to kill. He only needed to whisper, and the victims would do the rest. To this day, the Pope Lick trestle remains one of Kentucky's most notorious haunts. Visitors still speak of shadows flitting along the beams, of glowing eyes in the underbrush, of hearing their names whispered on the wind when no one else is there. The Goatman of Pope Lick Bridge endures not because of what people see, but because of what they feel. The sense that something waits just out of reach, older than the bridge itself, feeding on fear and beckoning the curious to step closer. And that is why the legend never dies. The bridge is not just steel and wood. It is an altar, and the Goatman is still waiting for his next offering.